Have you ever wondered if history is just a bunch of old stories, or if it actually has something to teach us today? Well, buckle up. Because we're about to take a whirlwind tour through thousands of years of human experience to uncover 10 powerful lessons that are just as relevant now as they were centuries ago. First up, and this one is huge, human actions shape history. It's not just kings and queens making big decisions. Think about it. The choices made by leaders, yes, but also by ordinary people like you and me, can create ripples that change the course of the world. A single bote, a protest, an invention, or even an act of kindness can set off a chain reaction. The civil rights movement wasn't just Martin Luther King Jr. It was thousands of brave individuals standing up for what was right. History isn't something that just happens to us. We are active participants in writing it every single day. Next, we see a pattern as old as time. Power rises and falls. From the mighty Roman Empire that once spanned continents to the vast Mongol hordes, history is littered with the ruins of powerful civilizations. They grow strong, they domina, but eventually they decline. Why? It's usually a mix of things: internal corruption, economic problems, social unrest, and external pressures from rivals. It's a humbling reminder that nothing is permanent. For us, it means we should never take stability for granted, and always be aware that change is the only constant. Lesson 3 is a bit of a paradox. Both conflict and cooperation drive progress. Wars and conflicts are undeniably destructive, causing immense suffering and loss. But sometimes, in their aftermath, new ideas and structures emerge. On the other hand, cooperation is where humanity truly shines. When people and nations work together, we get peace, flourishing trade routes like the Silk Road, and incredible advancements. The International Space Station is a perfect example of what we can achieve when we put aside our differences and collaborate on a shared goal. The challenge for us is to find ways to drive progress through cooperation, not conflict. Now, let's talk about something that's completely transformed our world: technology. Every major technological leap has fundamentally changed society. The invention of the printing press made knowledge accessible to the masses, sparking the Renaissance and the Reformation. The steam engine powered the Industrial Revolution, moving people from farms to cities. And just look at the internet today. It has revolutionized how we live, work, connect, and even think. Each new invention brings both opportunities and challenges, and understanding this helps us navigate the rapid technological changes of our own time. Hand in hand with technology is our 5th lesson. Economic systems influence stability. How a society produces and distributes wealth is critically trade fair. Are resources shared equitably? When economic systems create vast gaps between the rich and the poor, or when a nation's economy collapses, it often leads to instability and social unrest. The Great Depression, for example, didn't just cause economic hardship. It contributed to a political climate that led to World War II. A healthy, fair economy is the bedrock of a stable society. Our 6th lesson is one of my favorites. Cultural exchange enriches civilizations. No culture has ever thrived in complete isolation. When different societies interact, amazing things happen. Ideas, art, science, food, and religions spread and blend, creating something new and vibrant. Think about the mathematics we use today, which has roots in Indian, Arabic, and Greek scholarship, or the music you listen to, a fusion of influences from all over the globe. This cross-pollination of ideas is what pushes human civilization forward and makes our world so wonderfully diverse. But when societies aren't fair, we get to lesson 7. Inequality leads to unrest. Throughout history, when a small group of people holds all the power and wealth while the majority suffers, it's a recipe for disaster. The French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, and countless other uprisings were fueled by social and economic injustice. People have a fundamental desire for fairness and dignity. When those are denied, they will eventually rise up to demand change. This is a powerful reminder that a just society is a stable society. So, how do societies survive these challenges? That brings us to lesson number 8. Adaptation is key to survival. The world is always changing. Climates shift, new enemies emerge, economies transform. The societies that last are the ones that can adapt. Those that cling rigidly to old ways unable or unwilling to change, often fade into history. The Vikings, for example, were masters of adaptation, exploring and settling in new lands when their own became too crowded. Being flexible and open to new ideas isn't a sign of weakness. It's the ultimate survival strategy. Of course, guiding a society through change requires good leaders, which is our 9th lesson. Leadership matters. A wise, empathetic, and forward-thinking leader can guide a nation to prosperity and peace. Think of leaders like Nelson Mandela, who navigated South Africa out of apartheid with a message of reconciliation. Conversely, poor leadership, whether corrupt, incompetent, or tyrannical, can lead to ruin and collapse. The decisions made at the top have a profound impact on everyone, which is why choosing our leaders wisely is one of our most important civic duties. And finally, we arrive at our 10th and most important lesson. History teaches us responsibility for the future. Why study the past? It's not just to memorize dates and names. It's to understand the consequences of actions, to see the patterns, and to learn from the triumphs and the tragedies of those who came before us. Mark Twain is often quoted as saying, "History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes." By understanding the mistakes of the past, the wars, the injustices, the failed ideas, we have a chance to not repeat them. We are the inheritors of all this history, and with that knowledge comes a profound responsibility to build a better, more just, and more peaceful future. So, the next time you hear a story from the past, remember it's more than just a story. It's a lesson, a warning, and an inspiration. The story of humanity is still being written, and we all hold the pen. Thanks for watching, and if you found this journey through history insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content that makes you think. See you in the next video.